unforgiving wilderness of Africa, life unfolds under a single, unchanging law: survive or disappear. Here, the land does not offer comfort, it does not grant mercy, and it never forgets. From the golden grasslands stretching beyond the horizon to the silent shadows that linger beneath scattered trees, every corner of this world carries the weight of constant tension. Each sound, each movement, each breath could be the difference between life and death. For those who live here, survival is not a goal, it is a condition. Every creature, no matter how small or powerful, is bound by the same invisible force, a relentless need to continue existing in a place that offers no guarantees. And in this world, even the most fragile beginnings are never truly safe. A nest, carefully hidden among the grasses, a future, and still unformed, resting within delicate shells. To an outsider, these may seem like symbols of hope, but in the wild, they are also signals, silent invitations to those driven by hunger. Because hunger, in this land, is not simply a feeling. It is a command. It does not ask. It does not wait. It demands action. It pushes creatures beyond hesitation, beyond fear, beyond the limits of caution. And when hunger speaks, the entire ecosystem listens. Yet the wilderness does not belong to one hunter alone. Every attempt to claim life comes with a cost. Every decision to take invites the risk of being taken. There is a balance here, cold, precise, and indifferent. In this balance, roles are never fixed. Strength can shift in an instant. Power can change hands without warning. The one who seeks may suddenly become the one who is sought. And in that fragile space between intention and consequence, destinies are decided. There are no rules written in stone, no sense of justice, no concept of fairness, only instinct, only timing, only survival. In this world, awareness is everything. To exist is to be alert. To endure is to recognize danger before it fully arrives. To survive is to respond without hesitation. Even the smallest lapse, a single moment of distraction, can unravel everything. Because in Africa's wilderness, nothing goes unnoticed for long. The land itself seems to watch, the air carries signals unseen, and every creature is both observer and participant. Here, vulnerability is not a weakness to be hidden. It is a reality to be confronted. New life, in particular, exists on the edge of uncertainty. It represents both promise and peril, a beginning that must immediately face the full weight of the natural world. For every life that begins, countless forces are already in motion. For every chance to grow, there are countless threats waiting in silence. And yet, life continues. It persists against all odds. It rises each day beneath the same sun that has witnessed millions of struggles before, and will witness millions more. Because survival, in its purest form, is not about dominance. It is not about victory. It is about persistence. It is about enduring one more moment, taking one more breath, living one more day. And sometimes, that is enough. But the wilderness never allows complacency. There are no permanent victories here, no final triumphs. Even those who stand strong today must remain vigilant. For tomorrow brings new challenges, new dangers, and new tests of resilience. The cycle never stops. It cannot stop. Life feeds on life. Energy passes from one being to another, endlessly, without pause. It is a system as old as time itself, brutal, efficient, and perfectly balanced. And within this system, every creature has a role to play. Some will protect, some will take, some will fall, but none are exempt. Because in the end, the wilderness does not judge. It does not reward the strong simply for being strong, nor punish the weak for being weak. It only responds to those who adapt, those who hesitate, fade away, those who miscalculate, are remembered only in the echoes of the land, and those who endure, continue the story. This is the reality of Africa's wild heart. A place where beauty and danger exist side by side, where silence can carry meaning, where every life, no matter how small, is part of something far greater. A place where survival is not just a struggle, but a constant, unending negotiation with nature itself. And in this endless negotiation, one truth remains above all. To live is to face the unknown. To survive is to accept the cost. Because here, in the wild, life is never given. It is earned, again and again and again. But in the African wilderness, survival is never a conclusion. It is only a moment, a brief pause in an endless cycle. Because here, no victory lasts. No struggle truly ends. What seems like control is often just an illusion, one that fades as quickly as it appears. In a land governed by instinct and necessity, every outcome is temporary. Every gain is fragile, and every moment of survival exists under the constant shadow of uncertainty. Because nothing in the wild exists in isolation. The ground tells one story, but the sky tells another. And above the open plains, where the horizon stretches without limit, there are eyes that see far beyond what those below can perceive. In this layered world, awareness must extend in every direction. To survive is not only to endure what is in front of you, but to recognize what may already be approaching from beyond your sight. Because the wilderness does not announce its dangers, it reveals them only when it is too late. And so, even in the aftermath of struggle, when the body endures and the moment appears secured, the balance is already shifting once more. The cycle continues, uninterrupted, relentless. What has been claimed through effort and risk does not belong to anyone for long. It becomes part of the same system that governs all life here. A system where energy moves, where opportunity changes hands, where survival itself is constantly exchanged. There is no ownership in the wild, only possession, measured in moments, and those moments can vanish without warning. From above, the vast silence of the sky conceals a different kind of presence, one that does not rush, does not hesitate, and does not need to be seen to exist. Because in Africa, danger is not always loud. It does not always come with sound or signal. Sometimes it arrives with precision. Sometimes it arrives when least expected. And in that instant, the balance shifts again. This is the reality of the wild, an ever-changing equation where strength, timing, and awareness intersect in unpredictable ways. No creature, no matter how resilient, is beyond this system. Even those who endure one challenge must immediately face another. Even those who persist must remain prepared to lose. Because survival here is not a reward. It is a responsibility. A constant demand to remain alert, to adapt, to continue forward despite the uncertainty that surrounds every step. And so, the cycle moves on. Unbroken, unforgiving, unending. Life continues, not because it is safe, but because it has no other choice. Because in the African wilderness, survival is never secure. It is only borrowed, for as long as the balance allows.